Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? It's me again, D-Man the Voice, reading Am I the A-Hole? You know, that's why you're here, that's why you're listening, it says it right in the title. Today we're gonna be doing another one, because they got some time between the voice acting and the daily life of just being me, right? That's basically it. So without any further ado, let's get into it, right? Don't worry, I'm not gonna do that voice the whole time, but I am a voice actor, so I can change my voice to sound like all kinds of things, if I so choose. I'm, kind of talented. Actually, I have serious confidence issues, please help. Alrighty-roo, folkaroonies. Am I the asshole? I outed my closeted uncle after he shamed me for being gay at a family dinner. Ooh, spicy. I'm gonna go ahead and say outing somebody is never cool unless that person is one of those dudes that's gay, but is they're outwardly their entire thing is homosexuality is wrong. I have this theory, and it's a pretty common theory, I think, that those dudes that are super against gays, right? They're super against homosexuality and LGBT in all forms. They're super they make it their whole. They go out of their way to mention it. They go out of their way to talk about other dudes, especially sexual proclivities. Those guys are almost always gay. They're almost always closeted, and there is evidence, there's science to back this up, and it's just weird. Listen, bro, I'm sorry you hate yourself, but why you gotta make that everybody else's problem? You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say, outing people's not cool, but if he was being a fuck, hey, let's read the story. I bet it's funny. Let's hear. Hi. I'm reposting this as it got removed on the other Am I the A-Hole sub due to the relationship between my uncle and aunt, apparently. Oh, really? Well, I'm glad you reposted it on here so that I can read it. And I would clarify that, yes, aunt mentioned is Dave's wife. And she didn't know, but she never supported me either when his insults came my way. Post is pasted as in her other sub below. Post is pasted as in her other. I don't know what that means, but basically, Dave's wife is a bitch about the uncle being a dick towards the gay kid. Well, I don't know if the kid person, but that's annoying too, huh? If your husband, if somebody in your family circle, whatever, is hurling insults and undeserved, ire at somebody else in your family, whatever, you're just as bad if you don't defend them. I know people are all about let's just keep the peace, let's not rock the boat, and that means just allowing people to fucking insult your family members just because they're also a family member. If somebody's wrong, they're wrong, bro. There's keeping the peace and not causing unnecessary issues where there ought not be any, and then there's complacency and letting bad shit happen because you're afraid of confrontation. Okay? Find the line. Anyway, let's read. I, 25 female, came out to my family at 20. Most were cool, but my uncle, Dave, 45 male, it's always a 45 male like Dave, and it has always been weird about it, constantly making comments like, you don't have to act so gay, or, quote, when I was younger, men kept that to themselves. I shrugged it off until last week. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, you're right. Men did keep it to themselves. They were horribly closeted because if they were outwardly gay, they'd be lynched in the streets. Of course they kept it to themselves, because back then if you were outwardly gay and out here being hello, right? They would beat the shit out of you in the street, right? That happened. It's called a hate crime. It happened a lot. Gay bashing, you ever heard of it? Yeah, it was a pretty big problem. Of course they kept it to themselves. It was a danger not to. It's still a danger. This shit still happens, right? People talk all the time about, how sometimes trans people, will not disclose right away when they're on a date, and people can talk about how, dangerous that can be, because by dangerous, I mean the implication of, you're going out with a dude, right, and you're a trans woman, and you don't disclose that, and think they're going out with a biological woman or whatever, and then you reveal that during the course of the date after they've already got some time invested in it, the likelihood of them getting violent with you is not zero, right? So that's what I mean by danger. So that's why it's like a lot of people will say it's important to like disclose, if for no other reason than your own safety at that point. Like, just so you don't get put into a situation where somebody might attack you for that because you made them feel some type of way about what they perceive as a dude, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's, yeah. Anyway, yeah, of course, dudes kept to themselves. Like I said, it was dangerous not to. And also, you don't have to act so gay. And I would say, what do you mean by act gay? We all know what he means. We know. The straights know, the gays know, everybody knows what it means to act gay, right? I have so many gay friends, and they say, wow, that's gay, more than like anybody I know, right? Like, because like when something's gay, when somebody's acting gay, the gays are the first one to be like, that's gay. You know what I'm saying? So like, but see, the thing about that is there's nothing wrong with that. Act however you want to act, as long as you ain't hurting nobody. It don't matter. You want to be, more low-key and, subdued, whatever. That's your personality. Cool. You want to be more out there and flamboyant, talking about, yes, bitch, go. Like, hell, more power to you, man. Let's go. I'm here for all of it. Like, whatever makes you feel comfortable in your own skin. You know what I'm saying? That's my take on it anyway. Let's keep going. At a family dinner, Dave started going off about how, quote, pride parades are just perverts wanting attention, unquote, and how, quote, real men don't flaunt it, unquote. When I called him homophobic, he smirked and said, quote, your generation's obsessed with labels, why can't you just be normal? Wow, Dave's a prick, huh? Dave's a fucking asshole, isn't he? I like you can kind of almost hear in the quotes, you can hear the closeted in it. Like, you can hear, because, like, that second quote, quote, real men don't flaunt it, unquote. What does that mean, Dave? Right? Does that mean that you can still call yourself a real man as long as you don't tell people you like getting butt fucked? Right? Like that's how you rationalize it in your head, you giant queen, right? That's how you rationalize it, right? Because while you're being pinned into the mattress by a guy you met on Grindr, right, you can still rationalize that you're a real man, quote unquote, in your head, as long as you don't tell anybody about it, right? Because that's while you're busy pillow biting, you could still do the mental gymnastics to be like, no, I'm still a man, I'm still a big boy, I'm still daddy's big boy. Yeah, you are daddy's big boy. Actually, I think the big boy's behind you, giving you the old 1-2, taking on the ride of your life, and you pretend it ain't happening, right? And you're not enjoying yourself because that's wrong or whatever, right? So, yeah, you can kind of hear in the quotes Dave's closeted nature, right? Bro, just live your truth, Queen. Live your truth. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with it. It's cool, You like getting it in there. You like you like giving it to somebody. You like whatever you like, bro. Like what you like. It's okay. What's not okay is to be a fucking asshole to somebody who is not afraid of their sexuality, because it makes you feel uncomfortable, makes you feel probably weak and probably like a coward for hiding yours. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Next, here's where I might have been the asshole. I've suspected Dave wasn't straight for years. He's always been oddly fixated on my dating life. They always are. And once I even spotted him on Grindr. Oop! Ooh! Uh-oh! I recognized his torso tattoo in a very not safe for work pic. Oh! Oh, yeah, you've been sitting on that information, huh? Good for you. Good for you, knowing, I mean, wow, that's fucking funny. I never said anything until now. I snapped. Yeah, you did. Quote, this person said, the poster said, that's rich coming from a guy who's on Grindr every weekend. How's that working out for you? What's crazy is like I said, I have a lot of gay friends, right? And you would not believe how many DL dudes are on there. How many dudes that will be outwardly talking about, God is good, God is great, I love my wife and kids and all that, and then but they're on Grindr. There's so many quote unquote straight dudes on Grindr. Bro, just be gay. It's fine. Okay, there's nothing wrong with it. Be gay. Just be gay. All right, I understand that homosexuality is wrong. It's been hammered into your head your whole goddamn stupid, probably religious life, and you feel wrong because of it, but there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it, bud. Just let your freak flag fly. You know what I'm saying? Go to the pride parades. They're fun. They are. You know what I'm saying? Just it's okay. Let it out, right? Or let it in. You know, whatever you're into. Anyway. And okay, so he's the quote I said, that's a rich coming from a guy who's on Grindr every weekend. How's that working out for you? Next paragraph, silence. I love it. She gagged the whole room. Amazing. Then my aunt gasped. My aunt gasped. What the fuck happened to me there? And then my aunt gasped. She had no idea. I bet she didn't. Dave went pale, knocked over his wine glass, and left. How dramatic. Later, my mom texted me, quote, you humiliated him. Was that necessary? It was absolutely necessary. It was absolutely necessary. Quote, to quote Jorge Masvidal, it was absolutely necessary. It was. So you ain't got no problem at all with Dave hurling homophobic insults at your kid. But the second your kid fights back, now that's a bridge too far. Fuck out of here. Dave had it coming. Some family members are on my side, but others say outing him crossed a line. Even if he is an asshole, I'm torn. He's been nasty to me for years, but I know how dangerous it is to out someone. Am I the asshole? Like I said, outing people can be kind of shitty, right? Like, outing people in general is shitty. Like, you shouldn't do it in most all cases, right? And I'm not going to sit here and say that him outing this dude was the right thing to do, but I do think it was, the funniest thing to do. And I do think it was what I would have done, right? In this, given the situation, given the way Dave was acting and apparently has been acting for years, right? Again, like, people always talk about take the high road, right? Turn the other cheek, right? What's that they say in the Bible? Turn the other cheek? Yeah, well, I ain't in there. Like, the point is, like, people always tell the people to take the high road, right? Like, but they never expect that of the people who are just live on the low road, right? Right? I'm a big believer in you go low, I go lower. You know what I'm saying? We can fight it out in hell if you want. Like, this shit, taking the high road is too often just like an excuse for people to be allowed to disrespect you. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's something to be said for, like, taking the high road, I think, is more like, don't start a problem if there doesn't need to be a problem. You know what I'm saying? Don't go out of your way. Don't go looking for an issue, right? If you can walk away, walk away. If you can get out of a situation without, a fight or a confrontation, and it's just, you're never going to see this person again, whatever, then yeah, just fucking keep it moving. There's no reason to get into a whole fucking thing over every little issue, right? That's what it means by taking the high road. It does not mean to accept constant and repeated disrespect for the sake of keeping the peace. That's not what taking the high road is, you know what I'm saying? So I think this person, like I said, I'm not a big fan of outing people or whatever, but in this case, Dave has been a shit for years, while being gay himself. And so this poster person just had enough of that and was like, you know what? Since we hate gays so much, maybe the rest of the family would like to know that you're part of the club. You know what I'm saying? And so, no, I mean, Dave's an asshole for sure. And this person, while maybe an asshole in some form, for doing the outing part, I'm going to say not to me, not in my opinion, just because fuck you, Dave. You know what I'm saying? If you were just closeted, if Dave was just closeted, but was fine, regular dude, whatever, just was gay and didn't want to admit it, whatever, that's his business. That's whatever, something he can work out within himself and his relationship and whatever, that's something he can come to in his own time. But being closeted and then also being like so outwardly, completely, like objectively, like crazy homophobic, well, now you open yourself up to the rights and the lefts. You know what I'm saying? And so, and the poster fucking saw an opening and took it and bow, I love the dramatic knocking over of the wine glass there. It's like a scene from Dynasty. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dynasty. That's an old ass show, huh? But like it's like a soap opera, right? It's like you can just imagine it in your head, right? The words come out, the silence, and then the and then clink, storm out, fucking cinema. You know what I'm saying? So no, not the asshole. Funny as hell though. I'm a big fan of that, of everything involving what happened here. Cause fuck you, Dave. Yeah, fuck you. Like, why are you being an asshole? Why do people do that? Right? Why do people get so caught up and so fixated on other people's sexualities or lifestyles or anything they try to do? Like I said, as long as you're not hurting nobody and you're just living your life, why do people give so much of a shit? And I'll tell you why. Because usually the people who give that much of a shit are giving that much of a shit because they're jealous, because they wish that they could live that way too. Right? And crazy thought, you can, if you just stopped hating yourself for 5 minutes to understand that it's okay to be gay, and you can just let it out and live your truth. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, that's why I say, like, there's a lot of parallel. There's so much overlap between the people who really, really give a shit about people's sexuality and being gay and people who are, in fact, closeted gay. You know what I'm saying? Because me, as a straight guy, never considered, being sexual with dudes in my life, I could not give less of a shit about the sexuality of anyone else. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who other people are fucking. As long as everyone's happy and consenting, I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's be gay. Don't be gay. Love everyone. Love no one. I don't give a fuck, right? And I feel like that's the way that most genuinely straight or gay or people secure genuinely in their sexuality, that's the way they feel, right? You don't care because other people's sexuality doesn't affect you in any way whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're happy and everyone's consenting, right? Do your thing. I don't care what you do. So I don't know why it's so goddamn hard for people to wrap their heads around. Like, why do you give a shit? Anyway, that's the end of that one. I think it's time for the outie-tro. Time to out the tro. We're trying to get the tro, the outro out of the closet. Outro out. We're outing it. All right, that's the end of another one. Yeah, that's cool. Don't be an asshole, I think is the message of that one, right? Don't be an ass, because Dave was an asshole and Dave got what was coming to him. So, shock horror, if you're not an asshole, that kind of shit can't happen to you because no one's gonna have any asshole dirt on you. I bet Dave likes some asshole dirt. Ayo, because he's gay, right? Man, now it's time for the special message at the end of these. And the special message is, man, I mean, all my special messages kind of revolve on the same kind of theme of just, respect for yourself and for others. But in this one, like, man, just worry about yourself in a lot of cases. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason why you need to give a shit about somebody else's sexuality, whether they're in your family or not. Like, obviously you give a little bit more of a shit if they're in your family, but still, that doesn't mean that you need to know every little goddamn thing about it. Like, as far as caring about somebody's sexuality in your family, you should only care as far as, like, well, I hope the people you date treat you well, right? And I hope you're being safe. Like, that's all. That's the only way reason you should care, right? Like, you should be like, well, I hope your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, treats your partner, potentially, treats you well. That's the only way I care about any of that shit, right? Like, I got a cousin who's bi, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got friends who are gay, and all over the spectrum of everything. I got a friend who's asexual. I got a friend who's a lesbian. I got a friend who's bisexual. Like, I got friends all over. I know people who are trans. Like, I got people all over the place. And the only thing I care about is, like, as far as them dating and their dating proclivities and all that is, well, I hope that they treat you well, you treat them well, and everybody's safe and consenting, and that's it. That's my only concern about any of that. It's the same concern I would have for a straight friend and their relationship. It's the exact same premise. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? So I just don't understand why people try to act like it's different. It's really not, right? At the end of the day, it's all just relationships, love, sex, what have you. Like, there's not that much of a difference between straight people and gay people when it really boils down to it. Obviously, like, the lifestyles and mannerisms and, like, the way people, are together varies from person to person, couple to couple. But at the end of the day, we're all just people trying to find love, man. We're all just people trying to find some happiness in this fucked up world. Right? So why do you care so goddamn much how that person finds happiness as long as no one's getting hurt? You know what I'm saying? So, to me, it's simple. To me, it's regular. Like, I can't comprehend why people give so much of a goddamn shit, but that's just how my brain works, man. Like, never once in my life have I been like, why is that guy making out with that other guy? That disgusts me. Stop it. Stop it! It's turning me on! Never. Never has it happened. Not to me. So maybe that's why. Because I don't get jealous when I see two dudes making out because I don't want to join in on them. I just, I would probably have the same reaction if it was in public, the same reaction I would to having anybody having PDA, which is, ugh. You know what I'm saying? But I'm asexual, right? So all that shit's always, ugh, to me. So it's just like, because I generally don't like seeing people eat each other's faces in public. That just anybody. I'm not a big fan of the fucking in public. I'm like, fuck, Jesus Christ, fuck, go to your car and do that. Fuck, go home. Fuck, why is your mouth all the way around her mouth? Jesus, fuck. Like, I don't, That's generally my reaction. But it ain't got nothing to do with the people doing the kissing. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's like you'd see like when you see like a No, there's actually no situations. Unless I saw something illegal, then my reaction would probably be like like if I see somebody trying to open mouth kiss a kid, like, I'm gonna start throwing bows, right? See somebody fucking trying to dick down their dog, I'm gonna start throwing knees. You know what I'm saying? Like, but as long as everybody's consenting adults, my reaction is just kind of, why is that? Why are you mounting him in this target? You know what I'm saying? Decorum in public, I guess, is more what I'm about, regardless of sexuality or gender. Just act right in public. There are people around, and we're just trying to get our granola and greeting cards. We don't need to see that. Anyway, kind of went off the rails at the end there, but, messages were sent. So, thanks for listening. See you in the next one. Probably.